This is Peter doing, let's see, I think it's part 4. It got interrupted, I think, at some section, and I was just talking about heartbreak, recovery, no contact, all sorts of things that we sort of come up, conduct, behaviour, psychological issues, like your mind lies to you, okay? Don't assume everything that you believe is correct. People tell you things, but also how you interpretate facts. That's the problem. The problem is your mind will try to twist everything to its advantage. It doesn't want you to fail, it wants you to succeed. And it also wants you to believe that it was not your fault and other things like that. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But there's a deep-rooted psychological, someone's right on my arse. Very quiet. So so basically your mind will deceive itself because it's designed to. It doesn't want you to fail. It's a bit like how the universe works. Without getting too into esoterics, but where there would be a computer crash, or you may overload yourself with information, it's better to write the narrative in a certain way. That's why people will keep remembering things differently, and they also seem to correct their memory to suit their mood and how they see themselves and other things like that, which can be problematic. So that's one of the things. As things go along, it should improve emotionally. I mean, how you see, for instance, when you're in love, you don't read the body language. It's a bit messed up, and you constantly misinterpret the basic facts. And how you perceive them. Everyone's quite tight following this police officer up the road. That's a bit strange. So you always change the narrative. When it comes to love, you just won't be taking in the information correctly, and I think that's probably true for men. Maybe women are a bit more critically and sensitive to body language, but that's literally what happens. I basically didn't look at the signs. If someone laughs and smiles at your joke, you think you're on a winning streak. And I don't know, maybe I should have been looking and watching and observing, but I didn't want to make her feel nervous. And the person may have a slight introverted side, so I didn't really, I was just trying to get to know her better. I mean, it's like lately there's been an introvert who fiddles her hair and other things, and I don't understand her. I don't understand if she fancies me or not, because I can't interpretate all the body language unless I ask her. But if you do that, you freak her out. So there's another one of these things where it's a work-related thing, and it's a family member that's connected to a person that I'm working with, and it opens me up to all sorts of issues. Because as soon as if I come onto someone, well, I don't have to come onto them, but if I said, if you'd like to go out for drinks sometime, that's cool. She might be alright about it, but she may turn around and say, I don't really want to do that. And the issue with that, just follow the police. The issue with that is, I've got cameras on the back as well. So looks like to lose my train of thought then. Let's come back to what I was trying to think about then. Narratives and your mind and projection, not be able to read body language, so effective, and work conflicts. So if I pursue that, and what could come of that? It could be really bad, and I don't want that, because it could screw your career up. If you're in a position of trust, the last thing you want to do is that trouble. And I did have this with this other person, which I go back, is that if you're working for them or doing something for them, you need to keep that in mind. I mean, even if you click and you feel great about them, is that where that might go, the potential damage that might cause, and if you want to step out of that comfort zone. It's really hard though. If you've already fallen in love with someone, you've absolutely effed, basically. And yeah, so it's difficult to get that peace of mind once you've done that. So I don't know. I will talk about the strategies as well. So I just do a little bit of recap, but I cover other things as well. So when I actually broke up and everything went to pot, basically, I suffered emotionally really hard, and it actually. Right, so I'm just going to pause this. So yeah, it's yeah. So basically, I suffered a lot, and it was a massive stress on the heart. I think it actually damaged my heart. People might think it's stupid, but actually it's true. Some people have died of heartbreak. And sadly, it seems to be, I've had a couple of occasions, just when I've fallen in love with a person, I can't help the way that I'm acting different. It also comes from a bit of codependency, which I'll cover in another video, whereby your boundaries are not quite there. You need to set boundaries in place, maybe to find reasons not to like the person. You start to like them, question, that's probably a counterbalance. You know, you might think they're really attractive, and you might feel close to them, but they might not actually be there. So you want to pull back if there is things. And it's also misreading things, you know. Somebody could give you a pile of rubbish, and because it came from somebody that you care about, you treat it like they gave you a gift. It's just one of them things, I'm afraid. And so I was just like, couldn't sleep, high blood pressure, heart rate was up, breathing was affected. I had to shove a beanbag under my back so that I was upright. Because I couldn't, I was afraid to lay down. I'd just wake up and I think, oh, I felt like I'd had trouble breathing. So it's like COPD problem. And I might have had a flu or something I've caught. So that was lingering in the system. Yeah, because stomach was ill, so immune system was whacked as well. So I don't know what all this stuff was going about. It was just a pretty hard hit. That's what I really had. So I just had to be as careful as I could. And so I mean, I got this message about, I don't know anything to do with you or whatever. And I just sent one email to the I just thought you were angry at me. And I just wondered if there was a second chance to be a friend, that's all. And I left it, because it wasn't like I was pursuing a relationship. I realised I'd cocked up, and I realised I was missing out on someone special. And my brain's looking for answers. So is there any sort of middle ground here? Can we fix anything? And, you know, it couldn't. So you just have to accept that. And if there's a part of you that's pulling back, or pulling towards it, then that needs to be sort of sorted out. You know, there's some terrible stories of blokes who lost the plot. There's probably women that lose the plot as well, but nobody talks about them. You know, I've seen it. I've seen a girl when she's like saying, "Oh, I can't, you know, I don't like it." It's like this. She starts trying to smash the guy's car up. The thing is, if a woman loses it, she probably damages property. Then, you know, attack his new girlfriend. But she's probably, it's not going to get a big fuss about it. If a guy loses it, well, he might attack her car, he might lose it with her, and that's the problem. He might turn on her because he feels like a part of him is her in some ways. the pain he's suffering, he seems to want to externalise it, and he can't do it to himself. And some people do. They do kill themselves. They go crackers. Dark thoughts do slip in. I've had it where some dark thoughts about committing. Well, it's not even properly committing suicide. What you want to do is slash your wrists so this person will feel safe for you, and it's just ridiculously pathetic. I don't know why the brain thinks that's a possible solution, but that's in a lot of people's minds. They think if they're suffering, maybe somebody reach out to them, the person that they care about, and because it's trying to look for a solution to get them to notice you, get them to care again. And if they don't, they're not interested, it's not there, or you never got to the point of developing them feelings. You're alone. The only thing you could do is make yourself look like a basket case, or you should go into an asylum. It's a sad thing, but it's just these dark thoughts. They're just images in my mind. They're not actually like, oh yeah, let's go do that. It's like, it shows me this image, I thought that's ridiculous. You know, you just phase it out and delete it in your brain. You're much better than that. But fact is, they're in there. That's the problem. Maybe it's a warning. Your subconscious is saying what could go wrong if you sort of give in to this stuff. This is what could happen. Other things I've done to try to get myself right. So I was at this lowest point. I had problems with work. I wasn't getting enough money. The hours are dropping down. It's like zero contract stuff. My dad's unwell. The woman that I've fallen in love with doesn't want to even be my friend or talk to me, and she's got no contact as well. You know, she's done this thing. She doesn't want to think she wants no contact because she wants to heal over an ex-boyfriend. But I don't really get that. I mean, I understand. You know, she's healing over an ex-boyfriend. She could have just said that, really, really blunt. I'm just at the moment I'm healing. I can't deal with any relationship stuff at the moment. But the thing is, a woman doesn't want to hurt your feelings, and even when she falls out of you, so it's very subtle. And so you don't always listen to what's being said because it needs to hit through that barrier of ignorance, because it's back to our narrative stuff. The brain is saying, look, we can fix everything, and because we need to get our shot of our drugs that goes in our brain. It's I think it's oxycytine or something. Please, no, you didn't. For fuck's sake, you going to stop or what? People eventually kill me. That's what happens. Keep going around a roundabout and nobody looks at the fucking indicators. My car sometimes over revs anyway, I was just changing gear, but clearly I was on the roundabout, and yet again I keep getting to this roundabout and a couple of others. I indicate, the indicator's on, it's not my indicator's not working, and they're not giving way to me at all. See, that guy's no problem, he's flash, thank you, he acknowledges it, so it's just get these people like that. So I was at my lowest point. What do? I can't sleep, and I'm thinking, oh, well, what can I do that's going to be positive? I know, I'll try to get some better work. I need to get my head back in the game. And I've also got this, I started doing an MVQ, and it's a higher level. And there's lots of work to be done, lots of stuff I've got to be aware of. And I can't concentrate, I'm not flipping even sleeping. So how am I going to solve this one? And gear change today. So I've looked at these different things. I'm thinking, well, how am I going to fit around my current job? I don't want to give up my job, but I haven't got so much work now and other things. So I reached out to look at things like bank work and so on. Not work in a bank, but bank as in flexible contract type work. That's out there within the job sector I work, and I found it. So it's like early hours, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I don't know. yeah, so I waited a bit. I saw the email and I saw the thing, and then I emailed the person at 8 o'clock, and I was a bit worried because their website wasn't very good. So I've got work coming in, so I took that. I thought, well, I put my energy into that, and they wanted a work ID, and I took a picture of me. I really don't look well, man. It's really messed up from emotional stuff, and yeah, it just tears into you a bit. So I mean, I'm fine now. I just thinking about how I looked. I looked like a blooming zombie. And I think it's when I started the new job, and the other thing I thought, well, look, my heart's wrecked. I've got these aches and pains. I feel like someone stabbed me, and I can't sleep, and these horrible aches and pains, and it makes me feel so bad inside. Because I mean, what the woman said is I basically had by upsetting her, I had damaged her health, and I'm aware that stress will affect her. If that's true, you know, it is true actually. So I won't get too much into it, because you know, even if you're talking and helping people, we don't really want to draw any attention to the poor girl. And I thought, what am I going to do? And so I come across this thing called Heartfulness Yoga, and I started doing this yoga. I told the guy that he said, you know, you sort of wanted to know a bit of background. And I said, well, it's because I've had a bit of a trauma in my personal life, a bit of heartache, and I'm just trying to recover myself emotionally. And that was sort of the start of going to this yoga. So, I mean, like the doctor said, he says, go meet people, go do things, and you can't really do like a part-time job. You're stuck in your home, and you don't even like being in your flat or on your own. It's terrible. I mean, it's nice for spending time with family, and so this was the part of the recovery, was taking steps that were constructive to me. They're going to start building a new future for me. They're going to give me more insight into people, and you know, it's just going to develop from there. So anyway, this is Peter signing off this video, and I'll speak to you next one.